Ooh,
Canvas is one of the most flexible Woo themes that we've created so far. It enables you to completely customize your site's layout, the typography, colors, background graphics, and more. It's really a full-featured framework on which you can build nearly any type of site layout that you can imagine. By default, the Canvas theme is minimalistic with web standard fonts, a clean header area, navigation menu, the main content area, sidebar, and the footer, which also contains several widgetized areas. If we navigate to the Canvas Theme Options panel, then you can see that there are quite a few options here, which will allow you to style your theme however you want. The best way to learn what these options do is to simply experiment with them. Try a different layout or font, save your changes, and then take a look. In this tutorial video, we're hoping to provide you with a basic overview of the major functions and features in Canvas, so we'll be toggling back and forth quite a bit between the Theme Options panel and our public homepage to see our changes. So let's get started. The General Settings panel should be your first stop. Canvas comes with several alternative styles or color schemes to choose from, but in this video we'll stick with the default style. Canvas also enables you to upload a custom logo image from your hard drive, which would replace the default text-only site name in the header. And you can also upload a 16-pixel square PNG or GIF image, which will be used as the site's favicon in web browser bookmarks. If you use Google Analytics or another service to keep track of your traffic stats, you can paste your tracking code into this field and it will automatically be added to the footer of your site. And if you use FeedBurner or another RSS service, you can enter the URL to your RSS feed, and this will automatically create an RSS link to your feed for folks to subscribe to. Likewise, if you use FeedBurner or another email subscription service, you can paste that URL here, and folks can then sign up to receive automatic email updates whenever you publish new content. Now, this theme also includes a pre-built contact form page template with a basic contact form already in place. If you plan to use this contact form, then you'll want to enter the email address where you would like to receive these emails. Like all Woo themes, Canvas includes a custom style sheet which enables you to create your own style customizations for things like link colors and such. But if you just want to add a few custom CSS styles, then you can enter them directly into this box, and these will override the default CSS styles in the theme. And lastly, we can choose whether or not we'd like to display comments on individual posts, pages, both, or none. And we can choose to display the full content of our entire post or just an excerpt from the post on your blog's homepage. The Layout panel enables us to choose a custom width for our site and also any layout that we like. We can choose full width, 2-column, or 3-column layouts. I'm going to choose the standard 960 pixel width and the default 2-column layout. Now, if at any point you'd like to temporarily remove all of the custom style settings that you applied in these panels, you can simply check this box and compare your layout changes to the default out-of-the-box settings. You can also set the number of widget areas to display across the footer of your site. In the General Styling panel, we can set any background color we'd like and also upload an image to use in the background. I'll set our background color to a light gray, and then upload a background image that I've prepared. Now, this background image will give us a nice subtle gray gradient across the top of our site. Once we've uploaded the background image, we can also choose how we would like for that image to repeat, horizontally across the page, vertically, or just once. I'd like this background image to repeat across the top of my site. Now, by default, the theme displays a solid black border across the top of the page, but I'd like to change that to something just a little more dramatic. That should do. And now let's also pick a custom color for our links, this time using the built-in color picker. I'll choose a blue color for our links, and then I'll also set the color for the link hover state using the built-in color picker. Now I'll choose just a slightly darker version of our link color, and this will give our user just a little bit more feedback when they hover their mouse over a link. I'll accept the default settings for the color of the buttons used throughout the site, and also the color of the borders that appear throughout the site. I'll save our changes, and now let's go take a look at our site and see how it's shaping up. When I refresh the page, we'll see the effects of all of our changes so far. And it's not bad, but there is another layout option included in Canvas that I think will work really well for our site. The box layout option will wrap all of our content in a box, distinguishing it from our background. First, we'll enable the box layout style, and then I'll choose a solid white background for the background of the box. Next, we'll enter a 20 pixel margin for the top and the bottom of the box. I'm also going to disable the borders by choosing a 0 pixel width for the borders. And then we'll add rounded corners to our box. 10 pixels should be plenty. And then lastly, I'd also like to enable the box shadow effect. Now we've made a number of changes, so let's save our modifications, and then we'll take a look at our site once again. Well, I like the direction of our design, but I think I'd also like to customize the header of our site. Now that we've got our box layout in place, we can also change the background color of the header or upload an image which will be used as the background of the header area. I'm going to upload a header image that I've prepared ahead of time, and this header image should be the correct width for our layout. Now, we don't want this image to repeat, and I don't think that we need a border around the header either. So let's save our changes, and then we'll take a look. Not bad. Now I think I would like to add a little more space between this header graphic and the top of our box. And also we need a little padding on the left-hand side of our header so that our site title isn't butting directly against the left-hand side of the header. 20 pixels of margin at the top and 20 pixels of padding on the left-hand side should work well. Now I'll save our changes and then refresh our home page to see how it looks now. It's much better. Now I think I'd like to finish the first part of this tutorial series by customizing our navigation bar. In the navigation styling panel, we can customize the fonts, borders, and colors used in the main navigation menu across the top of the site. I'd like to display the subscribe link in the right-hand side of the menu to make it easier for folks to subscribe to my RSS feed. And I think I'd like to make the navigation bar a little more prominent. So I'll set a background color, choose a slightly different font for the navigation menu links, and then select a slightly lighter hover color. This is the color which will appear behind the menu links when we hover over them or when that page is active. Lastly, I'll change our borders to the same width and color, and then save our changes. And after we refresh, we can see that our menu bar is now more prominent and looks like a more integrated part of the header. In the second part of this tutorial series, we'll take a look at how to change the fonts used in the site, customize sidebar widgets, and much more. So thank you for watching the first part of this tutorial, and I hope it's been helpful so far.